has regular play-by-play when the game's going on.
Okay.
One, two, three. Check, check, check. 1, 2. Check. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, testing. Shabroo.
talk to Travis and try and see if he's on the board.
Toby, can you hear me?
Can you hear Toby? Yeah.
Got it.
Tell him that as soon as he can throw it to pregame.
Okay, yeah. All right, Toby. Gotcha.
It's 3 days till the 2024 Cortica Jug kicks off, but tonight there's a Cortica matchup on the court. Here at Ben White Gymnasium, the Ithaca Bombers women's basketball team will open their season against the 0-1 Cortland Red Dragons. For WICB Sports, I'm Andrew Roberts here alongside Jonathan Falco. We'll also have Cam Manna and Matt Chavoni on the call shortly. How are you doing today, Jonathan?
Andrew, I am doing fantastic. I am so excited for this.
Yeah, well, over the offseason, Ithaca brought in RIT's top scorer from last year and Emma Waite as a grad transfer. How will that impact the Bombers?
Batman has her Robin. Julie Dixon has a partner in crime in Emma Waite. I am excited for this pairing, not just in this game, but for the entire season.
Absolutely, going to be a great duo, Falco. Well, this Cortland team, on the other hand, lost a lot of talent, which means their younger players are going to be receiving more minutes. How do you think that impacts this matchup?
So it's very interesting now because you lost Logan Street, as you mentioned. There's two people that stand out to me that they lost. You lost Logan Street, you lost Abby Wilkinson. Those are two of their best players from last season. Now the younger team has to shine. Now the younger stars have to step up in this game. I'm very excited to see what happens, but this is the first game that we're going to be able to witness with this new Cortland Red Dragons team. I'm excited, but there are concerns.
Yeah, well, Jolene Lusk did have 12 points in the first game, but shifting back to the Bombers, after falling to Skidmore in last year's Liberty League Championship, what do you think is Ithaca's goal for this season?
Win it all. This is Julie Dixon's last chance at a Liberty League Championship on her resume. I think this is the best chance that she's going to have.
Yeah, going to be huge. Well, give me one player to watch on each side of this matchup.
I mean, I already just mentioned her, but I guess I have to say two. It's really tough for me to narrow it down to Emma Waite and Julie Dixon, but I guess I'm very excited for Emma Waite and making her Ithaca Bomber debut. But for the Cortland Red Dragons, Brooke Tillotson stands out to me. Had 10.2 points a game. Heading into this game, 4.2 rebounds, 2.8 assists. It's very exciting.
I'll go with Waite as well, and for the Red Dragons, I'm going to go with Jolene Lusk. We'll see if she can keep up the strong performance from her first game. Well, before we wrap it up here today, who do you have to win this game and by how much?
I don't know how much. I think it would be at least 10 points, but I do have the Ithaca Bombers. They're the more complete team. Cortland's kind of in a rebuild right now, but the Ithaca Bombers are in a reload. I think they're destined for greatness this season.
I'm going to have to go Bombers by 15 here. Ithaca just the more experienced team. Cortland going to put up a fight, but the Bombers going to hold a comfortable lead down the stretch. But that is going to do it for us today. This is Andrew Roberts here with Jonathan Falco. We'll have Cam Manna and Matt Chavoni on the call with Eli Fishman on the sidelines. This is WICB Sports Ithaca Women's Basketball against Cortland.
Game doesn't start for 2.5 minutes. They said they're good to go whenever.
Basketball back here on the South Hill in Ithaca's opener for their 2024 to 2025 season as they get set to take on the SUNY Cortland Red Dragons just a couple of days before the biggest little game in the nation. And the rivalry is flowing here on the South Hill, both because of the upcoming football game and because of what this game was last year. For those who don't remember, Cameron Coffey made SportsCenter in the heroic moment, hitting the game-winning buzzer beater 3. And Cam, just a lot of excitement. Cameron Coffey not here, but a lot of excitement for this year.
A lot of excitement, and a game that's going to mean a lot to begin this season for the Bombers. Cortland plays on Monday. They had a tough loss against number 3 Scranton, but the Bombers come in with a lot of high hopes here in 2024 into 2025 about what this team could bring, a very experienced group. And they started last year on a high note, slowed down as time went on, and had that tough loss against Skidmore in round 2 of the Liberty League tournament. But a very experienced team bringing back a lot of hope, and a group thinks they can really stick together and do a lot of special things here this season.
Well, I'm Matthew Giavoni, joined here by Cam Manna, and we're going to send it down to the third member of our crew, Eli Fishman, for more on the excitement for this year's team. It doesn't sound like we're getting anything from Eli. We'll try to get that worked out in just a little bit as we get ready for a very exciting first game of the season for both the Bombers and the Red Dragons. Red Dragons played their first game against number 3 University of Scranton, and Cam, a game that they got off to a little bit of a rough start for the season, but up against good competition.
A really tough start there, and Scranton had 26 points on turnovers. It was a sloppy game, but Colleen Amos in her second season looks to bounce back here, as we'll honor America in just a second.
Anthem just about done.
And it seems like we've gotten our technical difficulties worked out, so now we'll send it down to Eli Fishman about the excitement for this year's team.
For Ithaca, a painful ending to last season in overtime versus Skidmore in the Liberty League semifinals. The Bombers missed out on the NCAA tournament for the first time since the 2015-16 season. Dan Raymond, though, called this year's team one of the best he's ever coached, especially due to their upperclassmen leadership, but also their depth. He told us earlier this week we want to run a fast-paced offense and defense, which means the better depth enables us to do exactly that. Raymond went on to say that this team has the makings of a group that can advance past the Elite Eight, which is what he's done in 2014 and 2019. But guys, it's not going to be easy.
And Cam, a tall task from Dan Raymond, who has coached this team for a number of years and past the Elite Eight. Certainly a tall task to set for this team.
A very, very tall task, but a group that comes back with a lot of experience. Talking about Judy Dixon, came here last year from Cal Poly, short player of 5th year of college basketball. Emma Waite was second team Liberty League for RIT. She played in this gym in round 1 of the Liberty League tournament last year. She'll now start here for the Bombers in her first game here tonight. That's the two experience they get. Those two players, Watkins and Yorio, in their 4th and final seasons as well. It kind of gives you a lot of really a reminiscing mentality of 2021 where Ithaca had Yaman, Grace Cannon, a lot of older players, and made that special run to move on to round 2 of the NCAA tournament. And when you hear a coach in his 25th season say a team's going to be special, you got to believe him.
The 2 grad students, the 4 seniors. Cortland has 0 of both. The oldest players on Cortland's team are juniors, so definitely a lack of experience there compared to Ithaca's lineup.
A very, very lack of experience there in this Cortland squad. You mentioned 0 seniors, 7 freshmen on this team, and 6 sophomores that play a lot of minutes.
As we get set for tip-off, it's going to be Annabella Yorio getting set against Jolene Lusk. And the first tip-off here of the season in Ben Light Gymnasium for the Ithaca College women's basketball team. Won by Lusk. Campbell gets it the other way. Into the corner for Cortland. Driving. Outside. Campbell, 3. Got it. Cortland strikes first. Coming back the other way now is the Bombers' Emma Waits, the transfer grad student from RIT. They saw her last year. Now in the Bombers' blue and white. Cortland donning the all-red with white outlines and numbers. Wait has it on the outside. Driving. Passes it to Watkins, who goes up, isn't able to get it rebounded, and Cortland takes it the other way. Red Dragons from the other corner, near side 3, and Cortland connects.
And Brooke Tillotson from downtown shot 41% from deep last season, but Coach Ames said she could take over a game. A good start here for the Red Dragons.
Wait, gets it inside, back out now along the perimeter. Junie Dixon, who got off to a hot start last season. She takes a long 3, and that one off the side of the hoop, going the other way. Campbell with the long pass. Gets it to Jackie Funk, looking to drive. She sends it back out. And an early foul stays with the Red Dragons. It's going to be sent in by Brooke Tillotson.
And a foul call there, and Junie Dixon off the ball down low, finding a screen. So a good chance here for the Red Dragons to slow down.
Tillotson gets it out to Funk beyond the perimeter. Funk, right side corner. Driving in, and Junie Dixon has the foul, makes the play. Fast break opportunity, the other side, Yorio, and that one gets blocked by Tillotson.
What a start here for Brooke Tillotson, the junior. Played 24 minutes on Monday against Scranton. Yorio, a good look there, but the size from Tillotson at 5'8", undersized compared to Yorio, makes a really good play up top.
Jillian Payne to send it in for the Bombers. She gets it to Junie Dixon. Under pressure, Dixon had to get it out. Jillian Payne now has it. Payne to Yorio. Back out to Emma Waite, who's so far quarterbacked this offense a little bit to bring football terms into it. Yorio makes the shot, whistle blows too early. That's a travel.
And Matt, it almost seems like so far for the Bombers, a little bit slow, lackadaisical, not a sense of urgency on the offensive side, and it shows there on that travel from Yorio.
And Cam, they played the number 3 Scranton, Cortland did. Maybe gets them in a good mindset for this game as Campbell sends it top of the key now. And then outside,
Lusk passes it around now near side, driving in was Tillotson. Back out to Campbell. Couldn't handle it for the moment, then got it. Driving in, McCanley. And it gets stolen away by Yorio. She needed to take a shot, couldn't get anything. Fast break now. Waits, and she's got her first bucket of the Bomber. Waits sprinted down full length of the floor. Her speed working well. And Wait now playing some tough midcourt defense. Tillotson gets it to Lusk. Lusk, a player the Red Dragons are really excited about. She passes it back out to McCanley. And McCanley now left side, passes it into Lusk, mid-range shot. That one doesn't connect. Anya Watkins looking to slow things down a little bit and gets it to Emma Waite. Waite passes it to Dixon. Back to Watkins to Yorio around the perimeter, and then back to Waite again. Waite driving over. And Waite goes a little bit too hard into Jackie Funk. And it looks like it's going to be a foul here on Funk on the blocking foul. Waite driving in. A late call from that fall referee, so Waite to the line for 2. And substitutions, Belzinoli, the sophomore, is into the game. And Funk with the foul will come out here, so just a forward switch between the Cortland side.
Waite's first free throw doesn't go. The grad student from RIT has the only 2 points on the board so far for the Bombers. Isn't able to get either of her free throws to go in, but a sloppy pass. Ithaca defending, and Cortland able to get it to the other side. That's McCanley. It sends it in, and Tillotson isn't able to connect. Cortland rebounds. Tillotson's got it again. She's driving. Tillotson goes.
Strong start here for Tillotson from behind the arc and down low.
Cortland, one of the biggest concerns against Scranton, they were missing easy layups. They were able to get it there. As Junie Dixon now drives for the Bombers, has to take it back outside, sends it to Waite. Beyond the arc, Waite. Looking to drive, is able to make a move, sends it back out wide open. Junie Dixon, 3, got it.
That's the combination there of Emma Waite and Junie Dixon, the drive and kick, the 2 grad seniors, the experience, there they go.
Kaylee McCanley, she has a good play and is able to get it in. Emma Waite now for the Bombers, looking to respond. Red Dragons up 10-5 with about 4:30 done in this first quarter, and they called a foul there on the Red Dragons. That was Annabella Yorio trying to go up with it.
2 shots coming up for Yorio. Now the Bombers more penetration to the hoop. That's been the change here so far. Joe Payne comes out. Zoraida Ikabalseta in, the junior, looking for a promising season. And it looks like Libby Maka at the scores table. She'll take out Yorio, the shooter, after these free throw shots.
Also for Cortland, Haley Ponsenda goes in for Kaylee McCanley. She's made some plays early in this one. Yorio, first one doesn't go, looking to make the second shot. Free throw, she got that second one. Bombers cut the deficit to 4.
Number 12, Libby Maka.
And Elizabeth Maka comes into the game, and when we talked to Coach Dan Raymond this week, he said she has the ability to be the best player on this team, just as a sophomore in Libby Maka.
Waite playing some tough defense early. She goes down, feet weren't set, no foul there. Bella Zingoni, who just checked into the game, trying to make an early impact. Out to Tillotson. Tillotson driving in. Tillotson takes the shot. And Tillotson double travel on Brooke Tillotson. Thought it might have been a double dribble for a second, but she gets the travel. Zoraida Ikabalseta now. She also just checked in for the Bombers. Passes it in early, then back out to Ikabalseta. You mentioned trying to have a big junior season. She gets it to Waite, who gets it to Watkins. Mid-range shot goes.
Very good ball movement there from the Bombers. Watkins on the board.
Bella Zingoni
Tried for a shot there, nothing goes from it, but it will stay with Cortland. Haley Potzena sends it out. Kayla Campbell. Cortland looking for big things from her. Out to Zangoni, 3, rattles in and out. And Watkins with the rebound. Bombers take it back the other way. Emma Waite. Waite, long 2, doesn't go, off the back iron. Rebounded by Ika Balsetta. She sends it back out to Junie Dixon to reset a little bit here for the Bombers. A little bit of sporadic offense, as you mentioned earlier, Cam. Ika Balsetta now thinks about the 3, doesn't take it, drives in. On the shoulder, passes it to Watkins, and she gets it in. Bombers tie it at 10. Really good look there from Ika Balsetta. Back the other way, Zingoni tries for some quick offense. Cortland has to slow it down. Passes it into Lusk. Lusk, long 2, off the front of the hoop. And Junie Dixon with the rebound, taking it the other way. Junie Dixon drives down fast, then slows it down. Back out to Ika Balsetta. To Junie Dixon. Watkins goes to Maka, and then Ika Balsetta, mid-range 2, doesn't go. Watkins with the rebound. She tries to put it right back up. And Cortland got a hand on Watkins. She's going to the line. Foul there on Tillotson. It's going to be her first. And Watkins doing a really good job bruising down low off Cortland defenders and holding on to that basketball to give her a chance on some free throw chances. And the Bombers down 8-2 to begin. Now tied this game up at 10. Watkins looking for the lead.
Tori Drevna just checked in for Emma Waite, somebody who had a really good second half of the season as Watkins makes her first free throw. Really good second half of the season last year for Tori Drevna, somebody that didn't necessarily make a huge impact early in the season but came in late and really was a big part of the Bombers' attack as Cortland looks to drive it back down. Here's Campbell. Gets it out to Potzenda. Into Campbell again. She's heavily guarded. Tillotson, foot on the line, doesn't go. Bombers driving back down. Ika Balsetta has it. She gets it to Drevna for 3. And a little bit short. Rebounded. And Maka couldn't get it in.
And then a foul there as well on Mika after the play, trying to grab her own rebound. Just a really good look there from the Bombers. Drevna, as he mentioned, 35% last season from deep, just misses the 3. And a strong job from Mika crashing the boards, but an aggressive foul late, can't have that.
Watkins checks out, Yorio checks back in, but it's Cortland driving down right now. The Red Dragons looking to take a lead again as Ithaca has taken an 11-10 lead here with 2:52 left in the first quarter, and Yorio adds 2 more. Driving back down is Haley Potenza. Dangerous pass, gets it back out. On the shoulder, that's Sophie Bazillion. Into Campbell. Guarded by Dixon, turns around, layup, and she's got it. 13-12 now. Cortland able to respond after a little bit of a run for Ithaca. Ika Balsetta now coming back down, and some good defense from Tillotson, but she goes out of bounds.
A really good spin move down low there on the Cortland side. They've used penetration really to begin this first quarter. Bombers have got used to this high aggressive offense that Cortland wants to bring, but both teams like to move fast and score early and often.
Avery McPeak just checked into the game. Junie Dixon out for the first time. Ika Balsetta has it beyond the perimeter. That was a left shoulder shot, got whistled dead, made by Ika Balsetta, but the points won't go up on the board.
McPeak there moving screen, checking in, and Raymond is not happy about it in his 25th season. Tough foul there, but the feet were moving from McPeak on that right screen.
And Ika Balsetta with just a beautiful shot, but isn't able to convert because of that moving screen. Cortland now taking it back down the other way. Potenza gets it. Right shoulder, pass in, isn't able to find Sophie Bazillion.
And that's what this team wants to do. Bazillion down low, Yorio on the defensive side, doing a really good job boxing out using her body.
Potenza passes it in,
Woodis has it, driving in now. She gets it to Zingoni, back out to Parenza. Parenza shot blocked by Yorio. Parenza gets off the block, isn't able to get in that time, rebounded safely by Meka. Fast break offense now. Meka goes in, fancy footwork, and she's got it. At the point now was McCanley. Back out to Parenza. Bazillion on the left shoulder. Passing around the perimeter is Cortland into Bazillion. Goes up, isn't able to convert. And McPeak with the rebound, going back the other way for the Bombers. Ichabod now drives in, passes to Yorio, isn't able to convert. Two possessions set up really well by these two offenses and just aren't able to convert on the layup attempts. Looking now is Lily Woodis. She sends it out to Parenza and she isn't able to get the three ball. Some impressive stops there for the Bomber defense. We saw Ichabod in transition, the ability to find Elizabeth Meka for the layup, and now the defense interior right now doing a lot better. It was Cortland's three-pointers to begin, now looking for the blocks, but can't find them. A really good job from the Bombers' aggressive defense down low. Emma Waite checks back in. She's taking it down for the Bombers. Gets it outside to Drevna. Yorio now. Driving top of the key, Yorio goes inside. In the paint, Yorio takes it all the way, isn't able to lay it up. Rebounded by the Bombers. Meka now, she isn't able to get it in. Tried to get her own rebound, isn't able to do so, and that's going to be a jump ball. It'll stay with the Bombers. And a nice job there from Elizabeth Meka. You miss a really strong layup, but diving back to the basketball, we mentioned that Scranton game, the issue for Cortland, second chance points that Scranton was able to have. Meka to send it in, 13.7 seconds left in this first quarter. Tori Drevna, clock isn't their friend. Meka is able to get it. Going back in for Cortland, 2 seconds left. Last second shot isn't able to go. That was McCanley who almost got the shot in at the last second. Ithaca up 17-12 at the end of the first quarter, and with that, we'll send things back down to Eli Fishman.
Guys, team bonding is everything, right? Well, last winter, the Bombers women's basketball team decided to catch a movie together at Regal Cinemas in Ithaca. The choice, The Boys in the Boat, a George Clooney film about the 1936 U.S. men's rowing team winning the gold medal during the Great Depression. So picture a miracle remake, but instead of hockey sticks, it's oars. Well, it got a 5.7 on Rotten Tomatoes. Wasn't all that good, not necessarily an Oscar pick, but it was filled with cheesy, almost cringe-worthy inspirational quotes and one-liners. At the end of last season, then assistant coach Mary Mazzella, she started dropping some of these quotes in team huddles, and now the team has adopted the one boat mantra. That's what's on the back of their practice uniform. Just like in the movie, it's a symbol of unity, family, and striving for greatness. So for the 2024-25 Bombers, it's all about one thing: one boat.
And one boat indeed, as this team off to a little bit of a slow start in that first quarter, but keeping with that teamwork, able to pass it around, get loose, and as they've gotten loose, they've been able to come back right back into this one.
And it's really tough, too, to the point that we were just able to make there with the Eli. When you come into this season, you have a bunch of freshmen. The Bombers bring in a very strong freshman class with 6 players. You have 2 grad seniors who bring in a transfer. You have to find an identity very quickly, and the reason they've been able to do that, a great coaching staff with the senior leadership that's been here. So the Bombers are adopting that one boat mentality, sticking together, riding this boat together as they'll play a long season with a lot of ups and downs into 2025.
It'll be Bella Zingoni to start things off, as Cortland will start with the ball here in the second quarter. She gets it out to Lily Woodis. Woodis now defended well by Meka. Woodis has to dump it off to McAnally. McAnally coming in outside, wide open three. Doesn't go for Bella Zingoni. Going back the other way is the Bombers. Tori Drevna taking it down for them. Tori Drevna at the point. She gives it to Junie Dixon back into the game. Now Meka's got it. Top of the key, Maka. She tried to get it past to Yorio, but a little bit of miscommunication. Yorio wasn't there.
Tough play there, and you love the facilitating ability from Elizabeth Maka. Coach Raymond said they had her on the block a lot last season, now letting her be comfortable on the perimeter. Just a tough pass right there.
Kaylee McAnally bringing it back down for the Red Dragons. She gets it into Bazillion. Back out. McAnally looked for the pass, didn't get it. Junie Dixon now. Fast offense out to Emma Waite. Wide open three. Waite got it.
Second time that's happened this game, but this time it's Waite with the three. Dixon had the three the first time on the assist.
McAnally looking to get things started for the Red Dragons. Driving in from that corner is Zingoni. Zingoni has it in the left corner. That's a three shot, isn't able to go. Rattles in and out, and rebounded by Yorio. Stolen away by the Red Dragons. That was Funk with the steal. Three ball for Bazillion. That one rolls in and out, and Emma Waite with the rebound. Only 5 foot, but she could still get involved with those rebounds.
4'11" maybe as well.
It's been a little bit of an argument. RIT had her on their website as 4'11". We have her on ours as 5 foot. Maybe grew an inch. As not involved in that play is Waite, but Yorio goes in for the layup. And Ithaca now a 10-point lead.
And Waite actually needs a second here. It's going to be an official timeout. Waite actually lost her shoe on the pass there to Yorio at midcourt.
Number 5, Julian Lost. Number 10, Brooke Tillotson. Back in for the Bombers. Number 3, Jillian Payne.
Always interesting when a player loses their shoe, something of that nature, and has to take a timeout for their team, Emma Waite. But they're happy to do it. She's already part of the team, as Coach Raymond has emphasized that this team was around her from day one. Emma Waite now shifty on defense, defending. Lusk back in the game for the Red Dragons. Lusk passes it in. Zingoni for the wide open layup, and they're down right now, but the Red Dragons are making those layups, something that was a little frustrating. They couldn't do as well as they wanted to against Scranton. Watkins, top of the key, she passes it back out to Dixon. Junie Dixon now, she takes that shot. It's a long two, doesn't go. Maka with the rebound. Defended by Lusk, gets it to Junie Dixon, who drives in. And Junie Dixon on the travel. It's going back in the direction of the Red Dragons.
And tough there for Dixon. Almost seemed like a frustrating drive after the missed three that she wanted there. Coach Raymond just telling her to calm down for a quick second, have a reset here. Bombers a good lead. They've really turned it around since that 6-point deficit that began this game. It's been all Ithaca since.
Red Dragons, Kaylee McCanley driving down. Whistle sounds. And
seemed like they're actually, Brooke Tillotson has to come out of the game. Looked like she had maybe a cut, something towards her upper lip area, just had to come out of the game.
Looking for a signal, but not really a signal for that. But yeah, Brooke Tillotson currently I believe it's a nosebleed. It looks like she's applying pressure to the nose, just something you can't really control, as there goes Jackie Funk, while all eyes are on Brooke Tillotson trying to find out what's wrong. Jackie Funk with a good drive and layup. Back the Bombers' way now. Junie Dixon facilitating, gets it into Watkins. Watkins keeps it, now back outside the perimeter. Emma Waite thought about a three, now driving into the paint, back outside to Dixon. Long three, doesn't hit the rim. Watkins rebound, or not really a rebound, just caught the miss from Dixon, and she's able to get it in.
And now 7 points, 4 rebounds for Watkins. Really good first half.
Funk driving down for the Red Dragons, passes it to the shoulder, and that was McCanley on the shot. Didn't get it to go, and a bunch of players from both teams tried for the rebound, but at the end of the day, it is going to the Bombers. Junie Dixon to inbound. She gets it to Emma Waite. And with 6:29 left in this second quarter, Bombers sitting on a comfortable 8-point lead after again going down 6-0 early. Emma Waite with a three from the right shoulder. It doesn't go. Going back the way of the Red Dragons now. Driving is Zingoni, gets it to, she got it to Lusk. And the whistle sounded. Lusk gets it, and an and one opportunity here.
Jolene Lusk there on the transition. The bench loved it.
No one loved him more than Colleen Ames there. And a nice and one to get themselves going and cut this lead that the Bombers have.
And Lusk, the transfer student, her free throw doesn't go, gets rebounded, but not able to capitalize is Kayla Campbell. And the Bombers will take it the other way. Junie Dixon to inbound.
Foul there, and Funk just dived on the floor with weight for the basketball, kind of held on to her right arm. Both teams with one foul each here in the second.
Wait takes it down. She gets it into Ika Balsetta. Ika Balsetta in the paint, gets it poked away. Back in Ika Balsetta's hands. She goes outside the perimeter to Jillian Payne, right side. Now Ika Balsetta has it once again. She takes the shot from the right shoulder, doesn't go. And they say it was off. It was off the Red Dragons, so it will be Jillian Payne to inbound.
Payne diving out of bounds and slapping the basketball off the body there of Funk to keep it with the Bombers.
Didn't know if Payne quite got the ball off of Funk, but she did, as Junie Dixon now drives in. Junie Dixon passes outside Ika Balsetta. Ika Balsetta driving now, other side in the paint. Ika Balsetta, strange shot, gets rebounded by Watkins. Watkins gets her own rebound, and Watkins isn't able to poke that one in. Yep, they're going to say it's off of Watkins, so we'll go Brooke Tillotson and the Red Dragons taking it down the other way. 5:28 left in this second quarter.
And so far the Red Dragons, Matt, in this second, 0 for 4 from 3. That's got to change if they want to come back.
McCannley taking it down. Lusk outside. Campbell, she got it from 3.
Right on cue, that's the 3-pointer that Cortland needed.
And Cortland, after being up 6-0 early, found themselves in a 10-point deficit. Now they're coming back, and fast break opportunity for Tillotson. Easy layup, she got it. And just as I was about to say, Cortland's coming back. They're only down 1, 24-23, 4:57 left in the second quarter. And with that, we'll send things down to Eli Fishman.
No seniors, no grad students for the Red Dragons, and head coach Colleen Ames knows this lack of experience might show early on. It even did at the end of the season opener for Scranton, but Coach Ames just said this is a great team, and they just have to learn how to play great together. Ames said that it'll happen, and when it happens, you better watch out. You also don't hear coaches say this very often, but she admitted, our goal is to peak in February and March. Right now, it's trial and error. Back up to you.
Trial and error indeed. That's typically what you get when you face the number 3 team in the country in your first game of the season. And Cortland definitely having a better start to this game than they did against Scranton.
But Cortland believes that these first 2 games are big for them and to grow and kind of mesh together quickly. That's what you got to do. As Eli mentioned, a young team, a lot of new players.
Wait, passes it into Watkins. She can't handle the pass, going back the Red Dragons' way. Driving down is Tillotson. Tillotson takes it herself. Layup isn't able to go. Lusk isn't able to get it with the second chance. Rebounded by Cortland. Sent up by McCannley, and she got it in. Cortland takes the lead. Back the other way, Ika Balsetta. She gets it to Emma Waite on the right shoulder. Back to the point to Watkins, and sending it around the perimeter now as the Bombers. Back to Emma Waite, that same right shoulder. Emma Waite drives in, tries to pass it to Ika Balsetta, but the pass was tipped, going back the other way. That's Campbell for the Red Dragons, and poked out by Ika Balsetta. Some good fast-paced defense.
Man, that's phenomenal defense there. Bombers have a turnover, a good play from Cortland at the other end, but Ika Balsetta fighting in transition. Something that Coach Dan Raymond talked about this week is just her ability to compete in practice. Always playing 1,000 miles per hour, and it shows there on that play. Stops Cortland in transition.
Tori Drevna checks in for Emma Waite. 4:09 left in the second quarter. Ithaca down 25-24. Lusk double covered by 2 Bombers. That was Watkins and Maka on the coverage, and Lusk gets fouled on the layup attempt.
And Dan Raymond pleading for a travel. It looked like there, Matt, that Lusk did hold on to the pivot foot, maybe slid her left foot at the last second, but she's back to the free throw line here, and Lusk a really good, strong start in this second.
First free throw rattles in and out. One more for Jolene Lusk. One of these players Cortland was really excited about. Her second free throw goes. Cortland up 26-24. 2-point lead. Pass all the way back down to Drevna. She chooses to send it back out to Zoraida Iqbal-Seda. Pass by Iqbal-Seda, almost stolen away by Tillotson. A little bit of chaos now. Drevna gets it back, left shoulder. Drevna tried to get it into Watkins, but just the hands from Kayla Campbell able to get in there and create some havoc.
Campbell there just sticking her hand into the cookie jar for that foul. It is only her first foul. And it'll take out McAnally will come out of the game, and it looks like that'll be the substitution.
Mariah Huss in for McAnally. Her first time checking into the game today. Mariah Huss gets beaten by Maka, but her teammates there, Kayla Campbell, able to put her hands up and force some errors on the Bombers. Maka to inbound. Gets it into Drevna. Drevna brings it back out. Play clock at 7. Maka driving in. Maka isn't able to get it to go. Lusk with the rebound, sending it back the other way. Here's Mariah Huss. She just checked in for the Red Dragons. Mariah Huss at the point. Sends it into Lusk. Lusk now, left shoulder, right shoulder, I should say, isn't able to get it to go.
And it will stay here with Cortland, and Cortland now having an ability here to control things late in this second. And they decided to not push the pace in that last transition, something that they're not always able to do. They love to push the pace.
Mariah Huss inbounds, and that one, that's what Cortland was talking about. Wide open layup, and Kayla Campbell wasn't able to connect. Going back Bomber way, Tori Drevna gets it to Iqbal-Seda, and the Bombers look to slow things down with 2:52 left in the second quarter. Back out to Drevna, to Yorio now. The whistle. Foul on Tillotson, and it's going to stay with the Bombers.
It's her second foul, and she's the second leading scorer so far, 7 points behind Campbell's 8. So, smart here from Colleen Ames, the second-year head coach, taking out Tillotson at the end of this second quarter.
Kaylee McAnally checks back in for the Red Dragons. Elizabeth Maka to inbound for the Bombers. She gets it, tries to get it to Watkins. Watkins is able to eventually handle. Back out left shoulder, waits to the right shoulder now. Yorio, 3 doesn't go. And the whistle sounds. Staying on the side of the Bombers.
It's a foul there on Campbell down low, kind of holding the shoulder of Anya Watkins. McCully Ames does not love the call.
Maka to send it in. Drevna has it. Left shoulder. She drives in now. Drevna into the paint. Passes back outside. Yorio wide open 3. Doesn't take it. She drives in. Yorio hits the deck a little hard.
Tough play down low. Both players aggressively driving towards the hoop. Zingoni kind of last second getting her body in the way, so it forces a blocking foul. Yorio shaken up, but she'll take 2 here at the stripe.
Yorio getting ready at the charity stripe. And folks, you're listening here on 91.7 FM WICB Ithaca and the Bomber Radio Network as Annabella Yorio makes her first of 2 free throws. This one to tie. Yorio, and she ties it up. 2:22 left, and the score is tied at 26 as the Bombers look to take another lead after being up as much as 10 in this second quarter. Wait on defense. Shot went up for McAnally, and they're going to say that Wait got her hand in there and touched McAnally's hand, so McAnally to the line now for the Red Dragons.
And Colleen Ames, once again, not happy on the right bench, trying to hype up her team a little bit and telling her there after that drive, that's what we need. Get to the hoop, force fouls, and get Yorio and Watkins in foul trouble.
McAnally first shot short. One more free throw for her to take the lead for the Red Dragons. McAnally, that one doesn't go. Off the back iron. Tori Drevna with the rebound. She's well defended, but Maka there to relieve her. Maka now driving in. Maka spins, isn't able to get it to go, but Watkins on the rebound. Tori Drevna for three, and it's blown dead. And they're saying it's a travel, Tori Drevna, so it will go back in the direction of the Red Dragons, getting started by Kaylee McAnally.
Drevna there just sliding her right foot, had an open three. The turnovers for the Bombers, it's really plagued them here in the second.
Maybe some of those first game jitters, again, first game of the season, so the Bombers still getting warmed up. Ashley Santiago checked in for the first time, got it out to Mariah Huss, who hit the three. Cortland up 29-26. Back the other way, Bombers fast. Yurio isn't able to get it to go, and jump ball. It's going to stay on the side of the Bombers.
And once again, both teams, the aggression, you mentioned the Cortica Jug this week on the football side, but these last probably 3-4 possessions, bodies flying on the floor, defensive aggression. Colleen Ames with some word to the referee on the near side. She kind of wanted a foul there on Yurio, but the Bombers, they get it.
Annabella Yurio, and thought it was a jump ball, but a late call. They said that her wrist was grabbed, so Annabella Yurio gets the 2 shots. She makes her first one. Second shot, good. And Annabella Yurio, 4 for 5 now on free throws for the game.
And Sophie Bazillion comes back in the game here on the Cortland side. 5'10", one of the tallest players. Maka comes out, Dixon in. So the Bombers with a smaller rotation on the floor, but they do keep Yorio and Watkins in. And they kind of win that forwards battle still.
And the men's team begins to walk in for Cortland again. Both games last year, just incredible finishes. As that game will be right here on WICB. After the conclusion of this one, the pass for Bazillion. Obviously thought somebody would be there, but nobody was for the Red Dragons, so it'll go back the Bombers' way. Junie Dixon to inbound. She gets it to Emma Waite. Emma Waite, Zoraida Iqbal-Seta, she shouted. She wanted it, had a wide open look, but Waite didn't hear her. Yurio now had it at the point, got it into Watkins. Watkins goes up and gets it in. And the Bombers take the lead, 30-29. Mistake from the Red Dragons, back in the possession of the Bombers, and Junie Dixon's long two wasn't able to go.
Nice steal there from the Bombers, kind of having more of a full court press, something that Dan Raymond brings out late in quarters. They show it right there.
Zoraida Iqbal-Seta on Mariah Huss with that full court press, but they get it down to the Red Dragons. Zingoni, a mistake there. Junie Dixon able to get the steal. Junie Dixon has to slow things down. Iqbal-Seta back out to Yurio. Yurio looks like she's going to drive, gets it to Emma Waite. Waite now into Yurio. Yurio layup, doesn't go, in and out. Yurio rebounds and gets it. Bombers up 32-29, 23 seconds and counting. Cortland looking to respond at the end of this first half into Bazillion, wide open layup, and they've got it now. 32-31, 15 seconds left. And Zoraida Iqbal-Seta driving down slow. Ithaca wants the last shot here. Iqbal-Seta, 8 seconds and counting. 7, 6, Iqbal-Seta looking to drive. She's well defended. It gets to Watkins, 3, doesn't go. And a back and forth first half. We saw some leads for the Bombers. We saw some leads from the Red Dragons. But when it's all said and done, going into halftime, Bombers lead 32-31.
And the biggest difference so far we could see right here is for the Bombers right now and Cortland not shooting well from behind the arc. 1 for 7 was Ithaca in that second. Cortland 2 for 6. They did some stuff late, but that's been the difference right now. Both teams trying to find points and find production inside. And both teams, Matt, they want to shoot the ball from deep. They've had some high volume looks, but we're seeing this close battle because neither team can get in rhythm from behind the arc.
And we'll wait for a second. Eli Fishman's going to talk to Dan Raymond going into the half, but as we wait for him to get with Coach Raymond, Cam, we saw both teams kind of have that momentum swing where Ithaca was up 10 at one point. Cortland had an early 6-0 lead. do you want to see from both teams coming out of half to really kind of shift that momentum and keep it in the second half?
Well, what Cortland did really well was getting easy points in transition and stopping from the Bombers getting back in system on the defensive side for the women-to-woman defense. And that's a big thing that Cortland was able to do, kind of push quickly, use their patience at times, then speed up the offense. For Ithaca, just by hurting themselves. They've had some easy looks, some errant passes. They got into some foul trouble as well. The Bombers, there with 4 fouls down the stretch. Both teams want to play cleaner basketball, but this time of year, just game 1 for the Bombers and game 2 here for Cortland, you're going to see some sloppy basketball. Both teams, Matt, trying to find their way and find what works, and that's why you're seeing pretty much a tied basketball game here at the halftime break, as both teams evenly hurting themselves right now.
And then the sloppy mistakes, something that Coach Ames talked about that Cortland wanted to really clean up going into this game. Do you think that they've done enough there? Do you think that there's still some more that they could do, especially on some of those layups?
Yeah, a big factor right now for them. And yes, they've shot a lot better from inside the arc, 44%. They were 8 for 18 in that second quarter, making a lot of easy layups. You saw Lusk on a few different plays, working the elbow, finding down low for Bazillion for some easy layups to end off that second quarter. Kind of just taking advantage of some off-ball screens and the Bombers, some lackadaisical defense. But as you mentioned, that was a big factor. Cortland hurting themselves, especially in quarter number 3. Last night for Cortland, they came out extremely slow at that halftime break against Scranton. We're going to learn a lot here, Matt, after this halftime break about what team can come out very hot in the third and change the complexion of this basketball game, because we even saw last year, you mentioned that thriller, Cameron Coffey, that game winner. The Bombers were up 6 points late, had a 10-point lead into the fourth quarter. They blew that lead, came back and won the game. So it's going to be a lot of back and forth here as this game hits the halftime break, and we'll still wait on Dan Raymond.
Halftime show coming up after we get that interview with Dan Raymond, with Jonathan Falco and Andrew Roberts. But as we stay right here for now, waiting for Coach Raymond, who hasn't left the bench yet. He's down there strategizing, and what do you think he's talking about with some of his assistant coaches down there?
Well, it's trying to find a way to get some more offensive rhythm, and you saw Yuri at 11 points, leading scorer so far in that first quarter, finding shots down low, and really getting Cortland into foul trouble. What they want to see more of is Waite and Dixon facilitating your top scorers, being able to score and make something out of nothing. Matt, we saw in 2 possessions, Waite and Dixon would drive and kicks to each other for 3-pointers. The Bombers want to get themselves in better scenarios where they can penetrate and find themselves on the outside. A few chances for Drevna, had the traveling call on the outside. Ithaca works really well when your top players and Dixon and Waite driving down the lane, you find your open shots for 3. So that's what they want to see here, just more of a cohesiveness on the offensive side and less staggering work, throwing kind of almost errant passes, dangerous passes down low.
And Cam, we saw the offense is on track for what they averaged last season. They averaged 67.8. They're about on track for that. The defense held opponents to about 56 points per game. Obviously, Cortland on track to get a little bit more than that. Defensively, what do you want to see the Bombers improve on?
Well, that man-to-man or women-to-women defense right now for the Bombers has done a really good job working on the perimeter. You've stopped Cortland from shooting a lot of deep shots from downtown, working that at a high percentage. The Bombers' speed and agility, Waite, Ichabod-Seto, and Dixon have done a good job on that defensive end from stopping things from behind the arc. It's the interior right now on those back screens getting Yorio and players off the mark. So if Cortland can start to get things working behind the arc, that could be a big difference as we get to the third quarter.
And it looks like Eli is going to get his conversation with Dan Raymond coming up in just a moment here, and we'll throw things down to Eli Fishman.
Coach, 20 minutes into Bomber basketball. You like the product?
Could be better. I mean, we had that one stretch where we built a 10-point lead, and then we kind of gave it away. Our defense is, transition defense is not good right now. We're giving up too many easy looks for them.
After the 6-point lead to start it off for Cortland, you guys went on a 17-4 run. What went right over that span?
Well, we got stops, and then we scored in transition.
Anya with 9 rebounds, 9 points. How much does she set the tone for both sides of the ball?
Well, she's doing really well. She's doing yeoman's work in there.
Coach, thank you.
Coach Dan Raymond with some words, and of course going to the locker room to deliver some words for his team, as he had a lengthy talk with his assistant coaches on the bench before he left to go down and address the team. Stick right here on 97.1 WICB and the Bomber Radio Network, as coming up in just a short 30 seconds will be the halftime show with Jonathan Falco and Andrew Roberts. Keep it right here.
halftime here at Ben Light Gymnasium in the women's basketball Cortland. The Ithaca Bombers are up 32-31 and are looking to close out their biggest rivals. Hello everyone and welcome to the halftime report. I'm Jonathan Falco. This is Andrew Roberts. And Andrew, what an intense first half so far.
Yeah, definitely. I think Cortland's perimeter defense has just been excellent, shutting down Junie Dixon and Emma Waite, the Ithaca guards. But Ithaca has fought back by taking it to the paint. Annabella Yorio and Anya Watkins have stood out. Yorio with 11, Watkins with 9. It's been excellent on both sides here. The Bombers had some moments that were a little bit sloppy. They're going to have to clean that up in the second half if they want to hold on here. But, I mean, you can't discount a Red Dragons team that, while they did lose to number 3 Scranton, took them within 20. But for a ranked team, that's pretty impressive.
You're absolutely right, Andrew. And you're absolutely right, because this game is close right now. Because earlier in the pre-show, we predicted that this was going to be a double-digit game with the Bombers leading. But guess what? This is a one-point game heading into the second half. So that being said, the one person you didn't acknowledge there was the newest Ithaca Bomber, Emma Waite, the transfer from RIT. We did mention her in the pre-show. How important has she been in the Bombers' successes so far?
I mean, she has been very important, both as a distributor and as a shooter. 5 points on the day, but also 2 assists, getting the ball out to who needs it, a selfless player, and she was able to get it done in the Liberty League with RIT. I have confidence that she will be even better in Liberty League play for the Bombers down the stretch of the season.
I mentioned her and Junie Dixon as Batman and Robin. I am so excited for this pairing, and it's shown so far. Even though this game is close, we've seen Emma Waite succeed and gel with this Ithaca Bombers team. I'm very excited to see what she does for the rest of the game and for the rest of the season. That being said, we're going to keep it on the Bombers side of things. What is one main thing that the Bombers are doing so well that factors into why they have this lead?
Like I said earlier, it's points in the paint, and yeah, it's led by Annabella Yorio and led by Anya Watkins. And Yorio, in addition to scoring on layups and other paint scores, she has been very strong at the line, making a good amount of her free throws. The Bombers have taken advantage of a very physical Cortland team to draw fouls and get baskets from the charity stripe.
You're absolutely right. And even last season, even with Cameron Coffey still on this team, Anya Watkins has been dominant in the paint these past couple of years, and that's what we've seen here so far in the first half.
Yeah.
But now let's look on the other bench, the Cortland Red Dragons. They're down right now, not by much, only down by 1 point. But right now, again, they're still down by 1 point. You still need to have more points in order to win a basketball game. That being said, what do they need to fix in the second half?
Yeah, I will say before I get to Cortland, Watkins with 9 rebounds in addition to 9 points. That's a pretty impressive stat line right there. Could easily get to a double-double, yeah. But in terms of Cortland, I mean, they have the pieces here, some young talent in Jolene Lusk and Kayla Campbell, and Brooke Tillotson still standing out. She's one of the more veteran players on this team. Cortland needs to get the ball to those 3, and they need to force more turnovers, because when they were really thriving in this game was when Ithaca was playing sloppy. That's when Cortland went on a 7-0 run. If they can have more of that in the second half, they have a good shot to steal this game away from the Bombers. But hopefully Dan Raymond and the Bombers will look to avoid that from happening. They're going to look to clean up their act, how they did down the stretch of the half, a 6-0 run before that final basket by Cortland in the final seconds.
You're absolutely right. And the other thing I add on to that is the free throw. The Bombers have actually done pretty well, shooting 6 for 10 from the free throw line, but the Cortland Red Dragons, 1 for 5. So that's 4 extra points that if they made all 4 of their free throws, they'd be in the lead right now. And right now, that's the tell of the game, and everything else you mentioned there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that has been tough. The other thing that Cortland will need to improve on is rebounding. They are getting out-rebounded in this game, 32-16. Ithaca has double the rebounds they have. That cannot continue for the Red Dragons if they want to win this game, especially offensive rebounding. They've struggled. You're not able to get second chance points if you only have 6 offensive rebounds in the entire game.
You're absolutely right. But this has not been a perfect game for the Bombers either. What did they need to fix? They want to close this game out, Andrew.
I mean, they need to clean up the turnovers. That's one big thing. And I think getting Dixon and Waite more involved, not only from beyond the arc, but also in the paint will be big. Just utilizing those versatile shooters that they have to sort of allow this Cortland defense to be a little bit confused as to who the ball's going to go to, because if they keep bringing it to the paint, they know to cover Watkins, to cover Yorio. They got to make sure that they're utilizing any open shooters that they have. I mean, the Red Dragons do have a great perimeter defense, but if they, now with what their strategy has been, they might draw them a little bit more inside, and then that leaves those three-point shooters open. So look for Emma Waite and Junie Dixon to have better second halves.
You're absolutely right, and that's the first half that Batman and Robin, Junie Dixon, and Emma Waite have played together on its Ithaca Bombers team. So I think they are. I'm going to agree with you, Andrew, that they're going to start to gel in this second half. If they get those opportunities, they're going to cash it. We saw Junie Dixon on the left side of the court drill a three wide open. If she's getting those looks, if Emma Waite's getting those looks, then the Bombers are going to start to run away with this. With that being said, who is your MVP for the Bombers in this first half? If you had to choose one person.
Well, I know Yorio's leading the team in points, and Waite and Dixon have been great, but I got to go with Anya Watkins, the senior. As I said, 9 points, 9 rebounds, looking like she is going to record a double-double in this one. Just the resilience. She's had moments where she's rebounded multiple times in a single possession. She's had times where she had that stretch in the first quarter, 3 consecutive baskets, but yeah, Watkins has been great all around.
All right, but that is going to do it for the halftime report. Bombers up 32-31 as we send it to Cam Manna and Matthew Giavoni for the call. Thank you for listening to the halftime show. Alongside Andrew Roberts, I'm Jonathan Falco. Enjoy the second half.
Back for the second half here inside Ben Light Gymnasium. It's the Ithaca Women's Basketball home opener and opener here in the 2024-2025 season. Thanks so much for joining us here on 92 WIACB. Alongside Matt Giavoni, Cam Manna with you, Eli Fishman down at the court, and we'll start here with the sophomore class. This Bombers team some experience, but the sophomores have also played a factor and are up and coming here this season. Eli Fishman has more to begin you with in half number 2.
For this Ithaca side, we saw flashes of greatness from the freshman class last season. 5 double-digit point performances from Tori Drevna, including 14 in the opener versus Cortland. Libby Maka had that 8.2 block, 6 rebound game versus New Paltz. Coach Raymond said that he expects there to be a lot more where that came from in a class which are now sophomores. Maka and Drevna are expected to get extensive playing time, but he called Alya Dervasevic, who we haven't seen today, the sleeper of this team. She works as hard as everyone else, Raymond said earlier this week, adding, right now, she's probably our best shooter.
Well, thank you so much, Eli. And Isla Dervasevic, the sophomore out of New York City, shot 30% from 3 last season, has some high hopes. But we'll look at the sophomore here to begin. We've seen some extensive and good minutes so far, Matt, from Elizabeth Maka in her sophomore year.
Yeah, Elizabeth Maka, especially in that first half, came in and almost provided a little bit of a spark for this Bombers offense. When she comes in, especially on those first few drives down the court, she gets involved in the paint, especially just receiving some passes, getting the offense going a little bit more on the inside. But again, Dan Raymond, not exactly the happiest camper going into halftime, so I'm sure they're going to come out with a little bit of a different mentality towards offense, towards defense, towards the whole thing. In Coach Raymond's opinion, the Bombers want to win this one by a little bit more than the 1 point they're up right now.
The Bombers were not happy campers at the halftime break. They're hoping to change things here in half number 2, but they do have that 1 point lead. 32 for Ithaca, 31 for Cortland. The Red Dragons come off a tough loss on Monday against number 3 Scranton, one of the top teams in Division 3, and Colleen Ames in her second season said that's a good test for this group for such a young team. We talk about the Bombers, all their experience, 4 seniors, 2 grads. SUNY Cortland, not one senior or fifth year on their whole entire roster here in 2024. Cortland won the tip, so the Bombers will start with possession here in half number 2. They'll move from right to left. Annabelle Uriel at midcourt to start with possession and give it to Emma Waite, the grad senior out of RIT here in the Liberty League. She has 3 points here to begin. She's on the left wing, wants Watkins on the top of the key. Watkins dribble handoff, fake to Uriel. Watkins still holding on to possession, is not dribbled yet. Far right wing Waite. A right jab step, now to Watkins on the left elbow. Watkins now right block, throws up a shot, it's no good. Rebounded and going the other end with Jackie Funk on the Cortland side. Funk, the sophomore to Penfield, New York. On the right wing, over the timeline, guarded by Jill Payne. Now the quarter Tilliston, she's the leading scorer with 7. Far left side to Campbell. She drives baseline, wants a pass over her head. Yorio deflects it for her second steal here tonight. Gives it to Waite, back to Yorio over midcourt. Bombers slow things down here the first minute of quarter number 3, a 32-31 Bombers lead. Jill Payne, the senior captain on the near side left wing. Emma Waite in that same corner. Pump fakes the 3. Now down low. Dixon on the left block. Now Payne. Left wing 3. She's short. Watkins the rebound on the left wing. Now Junie Dixon. Left corner 3. Bullseye. And the Bombers on the halftime break. 35-31. Dixon, her second three-pointer here tonight. Here's McAnally, the junior, over the Ithaca logo, guarded by Emma Waite. She has 2 here to begin. Now their star player, the sophomore, and Lusk, the transfer. Lusk down low, Tillotson. It's off her head, and it's out of bounds. Bombers take it on some sloppy possessions here to begin on the Cortland side.
This is exactly what Coach Raymond wanted the Bombers to come out and do. Some good offense, able to get some precise passing, which they weren't able to do towards the end of that second quarter. There were a lot of passes that were getting poked away by the Cortland defense, and then on defense, just taking advantage of mistakes from the Red Dragons.
Uriel on the left wing. She'll drive down the right side and lay one in with the right hand. Uriel now with 13 points. She's had a really good start here in her senior season. McAnally over midcourt, guarded by Waite. 8:20 left in the third. Lusk on the right elbow, guarded by Watkins. Forwards on forwards. Lusk, the shimmy fake. Shot's no good. It was just short. Grabs her own rebound. Spins to her left side with the contact. Banks it in, no foul. And Cortland, their first points here in quarter number 3. 37-33 Bombers. Emma Waite on the left wing. The Bombers grad transfer. Dan Raymond talked about how she's meshed so well here to begin. Yorio at 13 at the top of the key. Uses her left pivot foot. Now spins back to the right side, uses the dribble. One sticks on the handoff. Goes to Waite. Right wing 3. Waite off the front rim. This one's no good. Wanted to save it, but can't not. It's on that far right corner, out of bounds, Cortland basketball. As Rana Iqbal set it in, and Emma Waite comes out here to begin a grad senior junior switch to just begin in the third.
Zoraida Ikabalseta coming in and taking some really nice shots in the first half. She came in and almost immediately got that 3, which really sparked this offense, hoping for the same here.
Cortland quickly down the other end. McAnally down to the right side. She scores with the dribble. Right past Anya Watkins. McAnally now with 4 points. 37-35, the Bombers lead, 7:27 in the third. Watkins left elbow, handoff Yorio, drives on the right side, now kicks right corner Dixon, uses the left dribble, now left wing Payne. She is a deep 3, Payne can't bank it in, Lusk with the rebound. It's going Cortland's way, they'll push it with McAnally once again. Bombers struggled, 1 for 7 in the second from downtown. They've hit 1 here to begin. Tillotson on the right side, far left wing, it's Campbell. Campbell had a really good first half. She put away 8 points. Campbell down low, Tillotson tips off her hand, out of bounds under the hoop. Bombers take it, and it's the 4th turnover here in the third to begin for Cortland, down by 2.
And Cortland coming out, and again, a young team coming out of half and playing a little bit sloppy, something that with a bunch of underclassmen players who, because there's no upperclassmen on this team, they have to go in there and play and just making some mistakes that you typically see with players that age.
And the Bombers on the other way, it's Rana Iqbal-Seta, right elbow jumper, no good. Here comes Cortland on the other end. They move quickly. McAnally driving to the right side. Iqbal-Seta in transition right behind her. She slapped it out of bounds. The second time she's done that tonight. Stops Cortland there in transition. The Red Dragons will have it. 25 on the shot clock. 6:38 here in the third under the hoop on the left side. Tillotson gets it in, goes to Lusk on the right elbow, guarded by Watkins. 2 players at almost 6 foot. Tillotson pump fakes the right wing 3. Campbell now left wing 3. She's got it. And Cortland in front by 1 point with 6:25 in the third. And Iqbal-Seta back over the timeline. And the Bombers look for a response here as Cortland has finally got going from 3. 1 for 1 here in the third. That was their first one from deep. Watkins top of the key, left wing Dixon. Dribble handoffs, right Iqbal-Seta in that same corner. She hesitates, drives to her right side, behind the back dribble, at the top of the key, down low Watkins, had it slashed away, now she's on the floor, tipped off of Lusk down low, and it will stay here with the Bombers with 4 seconds on that shot clock.
4 seconds on the shot clock. Going to need to look for something quick here. Perhaps a pass outside to one of the corners here. Junie Dixon's been lethal from there so far in her Bomber career.
They get it into Watkins. Back to Mika, left corner. Mika, 14-foot jumper, rattles in. Front rim, backboard. Bombers back in front, 39-38. 5:53 in the third. Tillotson and Cortland from left to right. Their second game of the season at 0-1. Down the right lane is Funk, whistle blown. Funk's shot is no good. It'll be a foul called against Libby Mika. That's her second foul here of the night. And a substitution on the Cortland side, Sophie Bazillin comes in, and the star player in Jolene Lusk comes out. They'll call a foul on the floor, so Cortland inbounds onto the left side of the hoop. McAnally, Tillotson, long two from the left corner. She can't hit. Iqbal Seta gets the rebound, her second board as a point guard. She's back over the court. Iqbal Seta gets bumped, drives to the left side, foul is called. Iqbal Seta down the lane. They'll call it a shooting foul. Goes against McAnally, and Iqbal Seta will go to the line here for 2 shots.
And Cam, you mentioned Iqbal Seta gets in there as a point guard and gets a rebound. She's everywhere on this court. She's able to shoot from the perimeter. She can shoot long too. She could drive in and layups if she wants it. And they're just able to use her body, box out, get that rebound. Now she's at the line on the other side for Ithaca. She really has been everywhere tonight.
2 dribbles in the first free throw. This one's good. Iqbal Seta 66% from the line last season, looking to improve on that mark. Now a 40-38 Bombers lead, 5:34 here in the third. Her second free throw bends the knees, line drive shot. This one off the mark. Here comes Cortland, down by 2. Tillotson, full court pass. McAnally, right wing 3, she pump fake. Now drives right lane. Now left wing. It's a 3 for Funk. Funk misses it off the left side of the rim. Making the rebound. Dixon over midcourt. Bombers win a push. Dixon hesitates from 3 on the left wing by the Bombers bench. Dan Raymond calls out plays. Iqbal Seta taps her chin. Now top of the key, Watkins. Back to Iqbal Seta on the right wing. She fires a 3. This one's nowhere near the hoop. And rebounded by Cortland. And Funk the other way. Cortland looking to slow things down over the Ithaca logo. McAnally guarded by Mika, 4:56 in the third. Dribble drive with the right hand on the right block. Posting up on Mika. Has nowhere to go. Does not have a dribble. Now a backdoor handoff. Down the lane is Campbell. She can't hit on the left side. One more chance. It's no good, but she's fouled. Slapped on the arm from Tori Drevna. She'll go to the line with 2 with 4:44 left in the third.
Cam, Kayla Campbell, somebody that the Red Dragons are looking to have her have a coming out party at some point this season. She had multiple 50-point games as a high schooler. They know that she can score at a high percentage, and they're looking to hopefully get her to that point at some point this season.
Her first free throw is through. The transfer from D2 Damon University. Redshirted in 2022. Her team in 23 went to the Elite 8 in Division 2. Her second free throw, nothing but net. We're now knotted up at 40. 4:43 left to go in the third. Bombers from right to left over midcourt. It's the point guard, the junior, Zarina Iqbal Seta. Left-handed dribble, wanted Drevna on the back door. Drevna here on the left wing. Top of the key, Mika the sophomore. Down low, Watkins, foul called. It's off the ball. Goes against Sophie Bazillion. Holding on to Watkins' hip there on the play. Bombers will inbound under the hoop. But now Cortland with 3 fouls here in the third. Getting near that bonus mark. Dixon on the left side of the hoop. Inbounds. Left corner. Iqbal Seta wide open for 3. Off the left iron, no good. Dixon bats the rebound. Libby Mika on the floor, diving for it. It's going to be Cortland's basketball. The toes of Mika on the baseline. Cortland gets it on the aggressive play.
Then Cam, Zarina Iqbal Seta got that on the left shoulder, and her whole team stood up for the shot. Everybody getting really pumped up, and this Ithaca bench definitely ready for the season.
Brooke Tillotson here for Cortland at the top of the key. Goes to Funk. Funk on the back door. Campbell blocked from Dixon. Foul calls. Funk there on the left elbow. Found Campbell on the left block. She threw up a shot, just fouled. She'll go to the line for 2 shots. Cortland looking for the lead, tied at 40. As Junie Dixon, the Stahl grad, comes out. And the transfer and the Stahl grad and Emma Waite comes in. Started the first few minutes of the third. Now back into the game, controlling the point guard duties. Campbell. First shot, back at the line. She's 3 for 3 from the stripe. Cortland crawling their way back. They led 6-0 to begin. Bombers came back on a 17-4 run. Now Cortland in front 41-40. A lot of lead changes here in the third. Campbell seconds in, 4 for 4. A 2-point lead. Annabella Yorio in for the Bombers. Takes out her senior counterpart at the forward position in Anya Watkins. And the Bombers looking for a clean possession here. 1 for 5 from deep here in the third. And 3 from 10 inside the arc. They've struggled from shooting. Drevna on the left corner, top of the key makeup. Ball with her shoulder, drives right side, uses the body, lays one up, it's no good. Rattles off the back of the rim of the backboard, and a foul on Mika, her third. A loose ball foul on the rebound from Bazillion, and the Bombers players trying to calm down Mika after the play.
Mika getting a little fired up there, and she didn't think that the foul was deserved. Obviously, emotions running high here in a close game to open the season for the Bombers, and one where we've already mentioned mistakes may be their downfall.
Tillotson quickly over the timeline on a handoff pass to McAnally under the hoop, and Cortland up by 4 with 3:40 left to go. Zoraida Ichabod-Setta at the controls here for the Bombers, back right to left, down by 4 here at home. Yorio, top of the key, almost tipped away. She's almost whipping out the logo. She does have her dribble. Dribbles to her left side, handoff Emma Waite, the 4'11" point guard, transfer from RIT. Hesitates with the right hand, 8 on the shot clock. Waite, handoff Drevna on the right wing. Drevna, a crossover, drives down the lane, the floater, foul called. It's a charge against Tori Drevna. It's drawn from McAnally, the junior guard, going the other way, and Cortland has swung the momentum, and the Bombers to their bench. Isla Davis-Sevic, who we talked about before the halftime break, in. Zoraida Ichabod-Setta out, as the Bombers show here kind of a full-court press. Tillotson gets over, the Bombers will back off here. Tillotson has a very, very strong game, 7 points, 3 for 7 inside the arc. Comes to Funk, now top of the key, Campbell for 3, off the back of the rim. Emma Waite the rebound, through the legs, dribbles, but Cortland brought the press, Waite on the floor, gives it to Davis-Sevic. They finally get over the logo, but a backcourt violation. Drevna was fading behind Davis-Sevic on the pass, and Ithaca just moving too quickly.
And just another mistake again. We talked about it already. Ithaca making just a few too many mistakes here. They're almost hurting themselves as much as Cortland's offense has kind of come alive a little bit here midway through the third quarter.
44-40, Cortland in front. 2:50 left to go here in the third. McAnally straight away. On the right wing, it's Bazillion in the forward. Back to McAnally on the right wing, guarded by Emma Waite. Top of the key, Campbell. She's had a really good game with 15. Tillotson on that same spot, now to Funk straight away. Drives to her left, spins back to her right on Drevna, back to her left side, the spin, but it's not going to be a score. Drevna on the smuggling defense, she's over midcourt. Bombers have some numbers, but Drevna will slow down here on the left wing. Fakes baseline, now Yorio left elbow, the reset logo, Emma Waite. 2:20 in the third, Bombers down by 4. Dixon left elbow, drives right side, goes to Isla Davis-Sevic right wing. Top of the key, Waite. Pump fakes the 3 with 8. Waite down the left wing, Yorio left corner, pump fakes the 3. Drives to the left block, and her backboard shot is no good. Cortland another stop. 2 minutes left to go in the third. Tillotson has it, left to right is Cortland. Bazillion pump fakes the 3. Left wing McAnally, guarded by Davis-Sevic. Down low on the left block, Bazillion. She's found from Drevna. Slapped her in the back of the head. 1:51 in the third. Cortland back to the free throw line. It's going to be their 5th chance at the stripe here in the third, Matt.
And that's starting to hurt the Bombers almost as much as some of these mistakes we've seen off the ball is them hitting the Cortland would-be shooters. Bazillion there, who I don't think Drevna really had even a chance at the ball, and just hits Bazillion, as you mentioned, on the back of the head, just sends her to the line in way too easy of a fashion for the Red Dragons.
Her first free throw goes. She was 7 for 10 from the stripe last season, and her second is through as well. So Cortland 6 for 6 at the line here in the third, a 6-point lead. They've tied their largest of the game. 147, Bombers over the timeline from right to left. Yorio straight away holds the ball at her chest. Left wing Drevna, dribble handoff to Emma Waite in that same spot. The nifty moves down the left lane, can't bank it in. The 4'11" point guard gets her own rebound. Now right corner 3, Dixon off the back of the rim. It's no good. Ithaca cannot connect. Yorio wants to steal. She has a loose ball foul on Bazillion's rebound. It's Cortland's basketball, and it's Ithaca's 6th foul here in the third.
And Cam, the Bombers now 3 for 16 from beyond the arc, just a number that isn't going to win you this game. Junie Dixon is 2 for 6, currently leading the team, but really they've just struggled from that range all game.
And now Cortland in the bonus here with 3 chances, a 1-and-1 from the free throw line, back to Bazillion. Just 3 points when Cortland can shoot this well from the line. They shot 71% from the free throw stripe last season, 6 for 6 so far in this one. Bombers with some substitutions. Anya Watkins back in the game. Dovacevic, Dixon, Yorio, and Waite on the floor. Iqbal Seta, Jill Payne, and Tori Drevna on the bench. Bazillion, first free throw, no good. Will be 2 shots, not a 1-and-1, but a 46-40 Cortland Red Dragons lead. They had a 6-0 lead to begin. This ties their largest, now their biggest. Second free throws in, 47-40, $1:30 left to go in the third. Emma Waite over the Ithaca logo. Cortland in a woman-to-woman defense. Watkins straight away, fakes the handoff, now goes to Yorio. Yorio drives right side, the finger roll, she's got it. 47-42, Bombers looking to crawl back, crowd on their feet.
Cam, that was simple, but probably the best play I've seen from Yorio all day. Just goes in, doesn't make it too difficult for herself, and converts.
Here's Tillotson, now a left wing 3 here from McAnally, and she gets it to go. 50-42, Cortland. Bombers back over the timeline. Right wing 3, Dovacevic. She can't answer. Off the front side, it's short. Under a minute left to go. Here comes Zingoni for Cortland, wearing number 21 in her sophomore season. Right elbow Campbell, the transfer, drives right side. The reverse layup, it's good. Cortland's got everything to go in the third. A 10-point lead, 36 seconds and counting. A 10-second difference, shot and game clock here in the third. Left elbow, Annabelle Yorio. Right wing, Emma Waite, the point guard, pump fakes the 3. Left jab step. Now picks up the dribble. Left wing, Dovacevic. Pump fakes. Now down low. Watkins, right block, lays it up. It's in and out. 18 seconds. Shot clock is dark. Cortland can hold for 1 shot. It's the junior and Brooke Tillotson. Coach Ames said she could take over a game. She truly has here tonight with 7 points, 5 coming in the third. Now with 6, now 5. Tillotson, right lane, it's going to be a foul called. Watkins was smothering all over her, and with 2.4 seconds, a Cortland Red Dragon back to the free throw line.
And it's just mistakes that for Ithaca, you can't do that there. 2.4 seconds left. Again, Tillotson has come in and taken over this game in the third quarter, but you don't want to send her to the line for really an easier shot than she would have had on the layup.
Her first free throw goes, or in and out, excuse me. So 7 for 9 is Cortland. Second one misses as well. 2 seconds now, 1 full court shot from Waite is no good. And after 3 quarters of play, Cortland, they come all the way back. They were down by 1 to begin quarter number 3, but now a 10-point lead with quarter number 4 coming up. And with the break, we'll go down to Eli Fishman.
Zoraida Iqbal-Seta has stepped up on these last few minutes with a couple big steals, couple assists. The Bombers coaches said earlier this week that they have never seen 2 players compete with each other harder in practice than new transfer Emma Waite and Iqbal-Seta do. 2 small, physical, gritty, very similar players, and they get physical, they get aggressive. They'll knock each other down, and after every play, dap each other up and help each other off the ground. Those 2 competitiveness has been very good for both, obviously, their development, but with that, the team as a whole.
We appreciate it, Eli, and Coach Raymond wants to see Dixon and Waite step up here. Your grad seniors in the fourth quarter, down by 10 points. Dixon with 8 points right now, but Emma Waite with just 3, 1 for 5 inside the yard. She's looking to turn around her cold spell here in quarter number 4.
But I mean, talk about 2 different teams. The 4 seniors, the 2 grad students, Ithaca has all the experience versus Cortland. You don't have any seniors or grad students. There's a very young team still figuring things out, but they've been able to figure a lot out today after a tough game against number 3 Scranton.
Cortland comes off that loss, a tough one, on the road in Scranton against the number 3 team in the nation, 69-48, looking for their first win to take the Cortica jug here on the basketball side and beat the Bombers in their home opener. 10 minutes left to go here in the fourth. We're just underway. Cortland from left to right here, out of the quarter break, with a 52-42 lead, 10 minutes to decide a winner here from Ben Light. Maria Huss, the sophomore, with it, comes on the right elbow here to Campbell. Campbell with 16, drives to her right side, back to her left, top of the key, Tillotson, the junior. Right elbow, it's Funk, drives baseline on Watkins, cutting down the lane, And no good as Zayoni had a wide open right-handed layup. Here's Iqbal Seta over the timeline for the Bombers. They wanted to move quickly. They reset to Emma Waite right wing. Now left wing Dixon. A lot of room down the left lane. She lays it in with the right hand. Bombers started hot here in the fourth. Here's Tillotson and Cortland. Looking to move a motor. Tillotson down the right lane past Dixon. Slithers her way in. They trade layups. Back to a 10-point lead for Cortland. 45 seconds in. Here's Dixon. The pass from Emma Waite drives to her right side. Dixon answers. Both teams moving like race cars on either end. 9:06. Here's Funk. Left wing for Cortland. Oh yeah! In the last 20 seconds, you've seen both sides trade punches. 57-46 Cortland. Emma Waite on the left wing. Watkins on the left elbow, hands off Yoyo, drives left side. She's fouled on the layup. She'll go to the line for two. It will slow things down. So Cortland scores, Dixon scores twice, Funk from downtown, and a blazing start in the fourth.
Kem, where was all of this scoring during the last quarter? Both teams, of course, Cortland had a little bit of a better quarter, but both teams in a little bit of a cold spell. All of a sudden, they come out. It seems like nobody can miss. The good thing for Ithaca here, they're the ones getting fouled instead of the ones fouling, something that at the end of that third quarter they struggled with.
Yoyo missed the first free throw. She'll sink the second. 57-47 Cortland just underway here in quarter number 4. 8:45 and counting. The Red Dragons looking to spoil the Bombers' home opener. Tillotson, the junior, top of the key, goes to Campbell, the leading scorer, and the D2 transfer. Now right elbow, it's Maria Huss, the point guard. Top of the key, and Funk just hit a three. Down low, Tillotson. On Waite, it's a mismatch. Reverse layup, no good. Waite grabbed the her own rebound. Over the Ithaca logo. Waite down low. Wanted Yoyo, but it's off the foot there of Jackie Funk. Kickball violation. Bombers with it under the hoop. 25 on the shot clock. But Ithaca here looking to work in transition. They had a 17-4 run to end the first half. Cortland's come all the way back. Inbound. Right wing three. Waite, you bet. Emma Waite now with 6, her second three-pointer of the night. It's a 7-point game. Here's Zingoni over the Bomber timeline, top of the key. Right wing and Campbell with the left jab step. Drives to her left side, blocking foul Yoyo. Shot will not be good, even though it went through the hoop. And Yoyo, that's going to be her third foul. Bombers put Cortland in the bonus as well in the third. Foul trouble is going to be a factor here in the fourth.
Yeah, it's something that we're going to have to watch out for as we keep going. Still 8 minutes left in this fourth quarter, and the Bombers really did struggle with those fouls at the end of that third quarter.
Tillotson inbound on the left wing for McAnally. She can't hit the three. Waite quickly on a ricochet. Waite with the floater with the right hand, lays it in, slips on the cheerleaders, stands back up. 57-52, Bombers crawling back. 7:50 and counting. Here's McAnally, the junior guard, over the Ithaca logo. Wanted Tillotson in the back door. She's guarded by Waite. Waite, the grad senior, has stepped up, but she'll get a foul called in the off-ball guarded by Tillotson. But Waite now with 5 points here in the fourth quarter. We just mentioned her to open up the fourth. Only had 3. She's looking to step up as that All-IT transfer, conference second team last year, now comes to the South Hill. Inbounded for Cortland, near side right wing Funk. Drives to the right elbow, kick out, Campbell left wing. Now Zingoni in the left corner, posting up Tillotson, left block, spinning fade, in and out. Iqbal Seta the board. Bombers motoring once again over midcourt. Emma Waite, pump fakes the right wing three. Iqbal Seta, now Dixon, top of the key, three, bingo! Junie Dixon from downtown. Bombers cut the lead to 2, calling names, and Cortland, they need a timeout with 7:22 left to go.
Talk about a big shot in a big moment. Junie Dixon, we've come to expect that from her at her time here on the South Hill. She's been able to hit those big shots all of her tenure here at Ithaca, and hits another one there to really just ride that wave of momentum that Ithaca's created over the past few minutes.
So Cortland came into this quarter with a 10-point lead, put it to 11. Bombers come all the way back, and who's done it, Matt? It's been Junie Dixon and Emma Waite, the grad senior, stepping up here in the fourth quarter to make it a 2-point game.
And just that's what you expect from your grad student leaders. Something that Dan Raymond harped on is that experience and what they bring to the team. Emma Waite, we already mentioned that Dan Raymond said she's already been accepted by this team. She's really accepted now, especially after some of these shots she's made in the fourth quarter to get them back into this game.
She stepped up when it has mattered most here for the Bombers. Yoyo has 16 points as the team's leading scorer, but Emma Waite with 8. 5 of those points here in quarter number 4. Junie Dixon with 13. She has 3 and a big 3 to make this a 2-point game. Bombers with a lot of energy on the left bench here on the near side. On the right bench near side, Cortland is quieted down. 2-point game, Bombers home opener, Cortica week. Football will have the coverage on WICB on Saturday. Men's basketball also coming up. Cortland and Ithaca here inside Benley. A lot of festivities between these two schools separated by 30 miles. Out of the CO, it's Cortland from left to right. 7:20 left to go. A Red Dragons 2-point lead. It's Zingoni with 6 points at the top of the key, guarded by Emma Waite. The Bombers go to here in the 4th. Funk on the near side, right wing, guarded by Dixon. Now back to Zingoni. A left dribble, back to her right. Spins to her left side, middle of the paint. She's smothered, gets it poked away. Who on Emma Waite? Diving on the floor, stands back up, over midcourt. A 13-foot floater, it's in and out. Watkins looking for the rebound, tips it off both hands. She resets to 8. Now Ichabod Seta, pump fakes with 3. She has an easy floater from 8 feet out. She can't hit. Watkins off her body, out of bounds. Cortland basketball on a possession where the Bombers thought they had points.
And if you didn't think they were scared of Junie Dixon, Zoraida Ichabod Seta faked it to Junie Dixon. All of the defense went over to her. Then Ichabod Seta had that wide open floater, just wasn't able to connect.
6:40, Cortland from left to right, back over the court. Tillotson on the right side, guarded by Ichabod Seta, junior on junior. Now the left wing, Bazillion. Now left corner. Left corner on the dribble, it's Zingoni. Spins back to her left. Top of the key, Funk. Wide open 3. It's short, barely off the rim. Yorio gets the rebound. Waite and the Bombers, they're pushing. Dixon, straight away. Waite on the left wing, drives baseline. Now far right wing. Ichabod Seta for the lead. In and out. Big throw for Ichabod Seta. Yorio wanted the rebound. It's off of the top of the right hand, and it's Cortland basketball.
And just a tough draw for Ichabod Seta. 2 offensive possessions now where she has a really good wide open opportunity and it just bounces in and out. Ichabod Seta, if she keeps shooting those, they're going to start falling eventually.
The Bombers 2 for 3 from deep here in the 4th, but 5 for 21 here tonight. 6:05 here in the 4th. 57-55 Cortland. They have possession from left to right. Zioni guarded by Ichabod Seta. Here's Lusk, the sophomore forward, back in the game at 6'2". A right jab step, drives to her left side, and a whistle blown. Foul on the floor against Anya Watkins, guarding Lusk. Watkins there with too much elbow on the drive. Cortland will inbound under the left side of the hoop. It's Tillotson getting it set and ready to go. Back to Lusk, guarded by Watkins. She spins past her, back to Tillotson on the left elbow. Tillotson, middle of the paint, right corner 3. It's for Funk, and Funk's not going to get it. Off the backboard, foul call down low, and it's against the Bombers once again. They're 4th here in the 4th.
And that's what Jolene Lusk brings to this team. When she goes up for rebounds, everybody on the court is shorter than her. They all have to reach up, and that increases those chances to get fouls. Cortland with the 2-point lead will take as many fouls as they can get.
It's on the floor, so Cortland inbounds. Top of the key, Lusk. Spinning on Watkins once again, middle of the paint. Back to a pivot foot. 11-foot fade. Off the backboard to the left side. Way no good. Cortland does reset. Zingoni on the left elbow. Comes straight away, back to Funk. Guarded by Dixon. 4 on the shot clock. Now 3. Funk, right elbow, fade. It's in and out. And Waite with the rebound over the Bomber logo. Bombers down by 2. Yorio, left block, lays it up. Tie game. 5:15 left to go. The Bombers have tied it up. They were down by 11. Tillotson for Cortland. Guarded by Waite on the right wing. Hesitates. One at baseline and Watkins, the good defense. Zingoni straight away. Left corner. Bazillion for 3. It's blocked from Yorio. Watkins picks it up. Bombers from right to left. Waite behind the back dribble over the logo. Drives right side. Yorio, right corner 3 for the lead. Off the front of the rim. Ichabod Seta jump ball down low. Her and Lusk were both fighting for it. Ithaca with possession. Lusk at 6'2", Ichabod Seta at 5'4", fights for the jump ball and gives the Bombers an extra possession.
Ichabod Seta, way to get in there and fight. Lusk has the height advantage and theoretically should win that battle every time, but Ichabod Seta gets in there and puts the Bombers in a position to get the jump ball.
Cortland will take a timeout here. 57 your score, 4:48. You can't really draw it up any better, and that is very similar to this game last year at SUNY Cortland. The Bombers won it. The end of regulation, a Cam Coffey 3-pointer that was on Sports Center Top 10. You're kind of feeling that throwing mentality here as this game goes on.
You're certainly feeling that throwing mentality, and it would just be insane. Of course, Cameron Coffey not here, but to have a similar ending here, which 4:48 left. The score's tied at 57. It's definitely in the realm of possibilities.
The biggest difference so far, you think, here in the fourth, Matt, is the three-point shooting for the Bombers. 2 for 4, but 2 really big threes, winning in the rebounding department. Also 6 for 10 inside the arc, 60% clip. Ithaca has shot well, but once again, Matt, the foul trouble. Ithaca with 4, one more foul, and Cortland is in the bonus late in the fourth quarter.
And yeah, it's just really the fouls, and that's why that third quarter is going to come back and haunt them, even though they've been able to come back into this one, tie it up. The fouls that they sustained in the third quarter and the fact that they went down by so much, they're still climbing out of that hole. Even though the score is tied, they're still going to feel the impacts.
Out of the timeout, it's 57-57, the Bombers' home opener. The Cortland Jug, the Bombers, and the Red Dragons. 4:48 left to go. Ithaca under the hoop on the inbound, a new 30 on the shot clock. Dixon has to get it in, finally does. Left corner, Waite. Waite with the jab step, the grad senior at All-18. Goes baseline at 4'11", lays it up, she's blocked. Waite on the floor, Cortland does have some numbers. Zingoni over midcourt, comes to Tillotson, wide open right-handed layup, she lays it up, it's no good. Yorio the defense, ricocheted out of bounds, it's off of Lusk, and it's Bomber basketball.
And Waite was a little slow to get up there, grabbing her ribs, might have gotten hit when she went up for that layup, is able to get up and bring it down now, so is thankfully okay.
Waite with 8 points, leading scorer Yorio with 18, both in the game. Waite over the timeline, 4:27 left to go. Watkins straight away, fakes the handoff. The senior captain comes to Junie Dixon, left wing, drives left side with the contact, she's rejected. Jolene Russ, the sophomore at 6'2", says no way, keeps it tied. And the Bombers head to the bench, as you mentioned, Matt, Emma Waite out. Ichabod Seta, the junior guard, in. We'll check on Emma Waite as time goes on. Did go down hard. 15 on that shot clock. Ithaca back under the hoop. Libby Makeup, the sophomore, has to get it in. Bounce past Watkins on the left block. Spins on Russ, back to her right side, resets to Junie Dixon. 10 on the shot clock. This is where Dixon is very dangerous. Step back, left wing 3 for the lead. It's off the back of the board. And the Bombers couldn't even get a rim there. 4 minutes left to go. Zingoni over the Bomber blue logo. On the far left side, guarded by Ichabod Seta, who just checked in. Hesitates, drives right, past Dixon, spins to her left, on the right elbow, now the right block, can't get it to go, Nika the rebound. Both sides have not scored out of the timeout in the last 35 seconds. Ichabod Seta left wing, straight away Dixon. Watkins down low, intercepted. Here the other way, it's Tillotson. Now to Campbell. Campbell controls the feet, a 14-foot floater, banks it in. 59-57. Cortland back in front with 3:28 left to go. Ichabod Seta holds up her thumb over the Ithaca logo. The Bombers were down by 11. They've come all the way back here in the fourth. Watkins straight away, a left jab step. Now Yorio, the leading scorer, left block. Pivots, throws up an acrobatic shot. It's no good. Couldn't grab her own rebound. Cortland has it with 3 minutes left to go. Tillotson over the timeline. Far side left wing Zingoni. Hesitates and Ichabod Seta. Picks up the dribble. Zingoni gets it right back. She's now straight away. Down low, Lusk almost poked away. Yorio almost stole it. She's on the floor. Here's a 3 from Campbell. Front of the rim, no good. Ichabod Seta the rebound. And she's fouled from Lusk. So what a wonky possession, but it almost seemed like Yorio on the floor kind of was used as defense for the Bombers.
Yeah, absolutely, and Lusk making a little bit of uncharacteristic mistakes for her, and Coach Ames talked about it. She's very good, but still has so much room to improve, and really they're looking to see that improvement, and it's a scary thought to see what the 6'2" player could be like if she improves even more than she already has.
And a sophomore at that. Here are the Bombers from right to left. Mika on the right elbow, spins to the right side on the block, almost gets it poked away. Watkins, she saves it, but gives it to Cortland. 2:30 left to go. 59-57 Red Dragons. Here's Lusk, down low. McAnally, left wing 3. Zingoni, got it! 62-57. Red Dragons extend on the road. 2:15 left to go. And a big 3. She's got 6 here tonight. Ichabod Seta on the right wing, guarded by Watkins. Watkins lays off. Now top of the key, Yorio. Yorio back to Ichabod Seta, left wing, left corner. Dixon, a big 3. Rattles it home. 2-point game. Junie Dixon with 13 points, 2 threes here in the fourth.
2 big 3s at that, snatching the momentum, getting Ithaca, keeping them in this game.
1:46 left to go. McAnally on the left elbow. Now dribbles back to the left wing, go to by Dixon. Drives right side, the finger roll. She's rejected by Iorio. Crowd on their feet, jump ball. Ichabod setup, picked it up. Possession arrow is going to stick here with the Red Dragons on a big save there from McAnally, as the Bombers had numbers the other way, but Iorio of rejection down low would have mattered most.
And Iorio getting the clean block there, something that's just so important. Again, we mentioned the foul trouble, just staying out of that foul trouble, and of course, Cortland keeping possession here, but staying out of that foul trouble, something that's going to be very important for the Bombers.
They inbound it. They go right to Lusk. Down low, Bazillion. Right-handed layup. She's short. Iorio the rebound. Minute 25. Bombers down by 2. Iorio over the timeline. Drives straight to the left side. She can't hit the shot. Jump ball once again. This time the Bombers will get the possession. Libby Maker, the sophomore, diving on the floor. We talked about her presence. Dan Raymond said this week, as a sophomore, has the ability to be the best player on this team. 23 on the shot clock. Minute 20. Packed house here inside Ben Light. The opener here in 2024. Maka gets it in. Dixon, left corner 3. It's going to be an air ball. Picked up from Tillotson and Cortland. Bombers will lay off. Red Dragons from left to right. Minute 10 left to go. You can't draw it out much better. The Bombers won this game last year with a buzzer beater in the 4th. Here's Lusk on the right elbow. She loses it. She's out on the floor. Another jump ball. No. Cortland, a timeout called. Would have been their basketball either way, but 62-60. Both sides in the Cortica jug trading punches with a minute left to go.
Coach Ames, that's a smart timeout there. It looked like it was going to be a jump ball, but takes the timeout, keeps possession in the Red Dragons' favor, and a minute and 2 seconds left. Cortland scoring any sort of points here would be monumental towards their success of winning this game.
But back to Ithaca. Matt, they're shooting 7 for 17. They have turned things around when they were shooting 5 for 24 for 18 in the 3rd. High percentage. They made some big shots when it's mattered most, and Junie Dixon, the grad senior, Emma Waite. We started the 4th talking about that they have to step up, and they truly have.
And they've been able to get looks all game. It's going to come back to how many of those they've been able to execute. Yes, in the 4th quarter they've looked successful, but if the Bombers aren't able to get ahead and win this one, they're going to look back to the first 3 quarters where they really couldn't have anything beyond the arc.
62-60, a minute 02 left to go. Cortland with the lead out of the timeout. On their side on the attack. Tillotson, straight away go to by Maka. Under a minute left to go. Straight away Bazillion. Pump fakes a 3, go to by Ichabod setup. Back to Tillotson, go to by Watkins. She wants to go down low. 4 on the shot clock. Now 3. Campbell, left-handed hook shot. It's no good. Foul call. It's a charge on Campbell. So 46 seconds left, a 2-point game. It'll be Bomber basketball as Emma Waite comes out in, and she takes Libby Maka out. Oh man, here we go, Matt.
Cam, that's a big foul, and 46 seconds, a little bit of strategy here for the Bombers. Yes, they could go for the 3 to take the lead. I like them going for a 2, just trying to tie it up. Their defense has looked good towards the last 2 minutes of this 4th quarter.
Cortland a full court press, now they sag off. Emma Waite, the point guard, touches her chin. The Bombers get in system with 40 seconds left to go, down by 2 here in the 4th. Waite, straight away Watkins. Watkins posting up with her body. Goes to Waite. Right wing. Pump fakes the 3. Steps back. Not going to take it. Now Waite. Baseline. Here's Ichabod setup. Left corner 3 for the lead. It's off the back iron. Iorio bats the rebound. We'll see where it goes. It's Cortland basketball with 22 seconds left to go. It's been back and forth. Folks, once again, you're listening to 92 WICB Ithaca and the Bomber Radio Network. And a full timeout called here for Cortland. So 22.8 seconds. Red Dragons basketball, a 2-point game. Shot clock is dark, so the Bombers will have to foul here, Matt.
And just a unfortunate situation for the Bombers who, you look back to that 3rd quarter, they didn't get in so much foul trouble. If they were able to hit a few more of those open shots, could have been a very different game here. Now they're going to have to play this foul game and just hope that Cortland isn't able to make some of these. They're 8 for 15 on the day, so not the best shooting percentage, but the Bombers 8 for 14, so not really any better on their side, and they're just going to have to hope that Cortland misses some here.
And Cortland was 7 for 10 in that 3rd. They took that 11-point lead. That was a big factor right there for why Cortland got back up in front. So this game has been a seesaw. A 6-point Cortland lead to start. Bombers a 17-4 run. Cortland all the way back. They led by 11. The Bombers are not taking a lead back. They tied up this game, but the Red Dragons 62, Ithaca 60 in another thrilling game between Cortland and Ithaca in a basketball Cortica jug. So the Bombers here, you're feeling that. Full court press, look for the steal, then foul with that shot clock being away.
And after last year, just so many emotions coming into these last 22 seconds, you really never know what can happen.
So Cortland here will get their chance to do some damage at the free throw line. Cortland advances the basketball on the timeout. They're on their side of half court in front of their bench. Inbounder here is Campbell, the leading scorer. She has 19 here tonight. Campbell gets it into Tillotson. Double teamed at midcourt, foul called against Mika. 5 fouls now against the Bombers. That will send Cortland here to the charity stripe for a bonus chance. And 2 shots coming up for the Red Dragons.
We knew it was coming. Now they just have to hope that Tillotson isn't able to make these.
They bring in Lusk as well, the 6'2 sophomore we've talked a lot about for some rebounding help. She's not under the hoop right now. She will switch out probably if you're Cortland after this first free throw. Tillotson, first shot, no good.
She's 0 for 3 now on these free throw opportunities.
And it sticks at a 2-point game as well with 20 seconds left to go. So Cortland sags everybody back towards half court. Nobody under the hoop besides the Bombers. Second free throw is good. So 3-point game. Whistle blown, timeout call for the Bombers. Now you need a 3 or an easy 2. It's going to be a long 20 seconds coming up. It's going to be a lot of mixing and matching, but the Bombers here, the biggest thing you want, Matt, no matter what, it feels like, is points. Don't force a 3.
And the Bombers, yes, don't force a 3, but also have shown that even in this situation, they're not uncomfortable taking the 3 here. If they're able to get a wide open look from Junie Dixon, Zoraida Ikabalseta, they're comfortable with their playmakers trying to make some plays. But again, the Bombers haven't been great from beyond the arc tonight, so unless they're going to switch that around, maybe going for that 2 and then fouling again is a better opportunity for the Bombers.
Junie Dixon with 16 points, 4 for 10 from deep, but she has hit three three-pointers in this fourth quarter. Emma Waite, 8 points, 2 for 4 from downtown. She had a big 3 that tied up this game in the fourth as well. At the moment, the Bombers will bring out Ikabalseta, Yoyo, Waite, Watkins, and Dixon. Those are pretty much your starters. Outside of Jill Payne, who started this game, she's off the bench. But Dixon's hit some big shots. Yoyo, the leading scorer here tonight with 18. And a possession that's going to mean a lot here down the stretch in just a seesaw battle as both teams come out of the timeout. Bombers will advance it to half court. And it seems like they're going to tell Cortland they're going to find Dixon here for a big shot. Cortland runs over on the defensive side. Bombers near side, Ikabalseta on the inbound. 63-60 Cortland, 20 seconds left to go here inside Ben Light. Ikabalseta is guarded by Lusk here on the inbound. Ikabalseta, bounce past Watkins on the left wing. She's almost fouled. Emma Waite, top of the key, pump fakes the 3. She wants Dixon on the near side, goes to Dixon. Top of the key, back to Waite. Waite, right wing 3, she's fouled. Emma Waite is fouled, we're going to call it on the floor. She got swung to the ground there from Zeroni. Dan Raymond can't believe it's a foul on the floor, so it will not be 3 shots, it will be inbounded. They just got to wait before she got the shot off.
And I think that's the first time we've really seen her height be a huge disadvantage tonight. I think if she's a little taller, then that motion of her going up and taking the shot is just a little bit more apparent to the officials, but didn't see it, looked like a foul on the floor to them, and that's what they call just a really tough play for Emma Waite, who obviously is going to argue that she was in the process of taking the shot there.
They wanted Dixon for 3. They handed off back to Waite on the far right wing. Waite was getting ready to shoot, feeding to the right side, but before she got into a shot formation, it's almost like in football when you turn into a runner. Is it an incomplete pass or a fumble? Waite was not turned into a shooter just yet, and that's why that foul is on the floor. So Cortland with 4 fouls. 1 more for Cortland. It sends the Bombers to the free throw line. Ithaca with 5. Cortland is already in the bonus. A 63-60. Red Dragons lead, 11 seconds left to go. Just another historic battle between these two programs. So Ikabalseta will now inbound on the far left wing in front of all the Bomber fans that have packed in here for the opener. Lusk gets 6-2 once again, going Ikabalseta heavily. She holds the ball in the air. Now a bounce pass in, goes to Watkins on the right wing. Watkins wants a handoff. She's double teamed now with 8. Emma Waite, left wing 3. In and out, no good. Now 4 seconds, now 3. Cortland is fouled, and they can dribble it out and go to the free throw line and win this basketball game in a seesaw historic battle once again.
And Emma Waite gets a shot that she likes, takes it, and we've seen her make those. We saw her make that huge one to tie the game up earlier from basically the same position, just isn't able to get that one to go in. And unfortunately for the Bombers, one free throw will essentially end this game.
3.3 seconds. Tillotson back to the line. Her first free throw is good. A 4-point game. The Bombers would need a miracle. Dan Raymond does have one timeout left to go with 3.3 seconds. Tillotson has been big here down the stretch. 10 points, now 11. 5-point game, whistle blown, and Dan Raymond will use that final timeout. So 5 points, that's the difference. Not a lot the Bombers can do here. Emma Reed, a three-pointer for the tie, just missed, and Cortland going to walk out of here with a victory.
Well, Cam, 3.3 seconds left. I guess if the Bombers were to pull off a miracle here, it would have to come off a very quick shot, then foul, hope that they miss two, another very quick shot. Again, weirder things have happened, but it would be insane. It would put last year's game to shame in the ending of what a Bomber win would look like here.
It truly would be. That last year's game, the Bombers down by 6. They blow the lead. Then Cortland makes a shot to go up by 2 points. Ithaca quickly with no timeout the other way. Coffey hits the game winner. But this one a 5-point game. Ithaca last chance here on the attack in front of the bench. Ichabod set up back on the inbound. She'll look for Dixon. She goes to Dixon. Left corner. Dixon steps out of bounds. 2.4 seconds. Dixon also made the three, but comes up limping and dives into the bench. Looks like Dixon there may have stepped on one of her own players or Tillotson on the defense. So Dixon now is on the bench. She kind of limped the whole entire way. And with 2.4 seconds, Cortland here will dribble this thing out. But maybe the bigger issue, Junie Dixon, your star player, banged up on the bench. Here's the inbound. It gets in. Bombers will not foul, and that does it here in the opener. Cortland, a thrilling 65-60 victory here on the road. The Bombers come all the way back, but no cigar. The Red Dragons get payback for last season's buzzer beater victory. They win it here inside Ben Light.
And Cam, talk about a game of momentum swings, just up and down, one team to the other the whole time, and just didn't go the Bombers' way today, but there were a lot of things that we saw positive from this team, and I think Cortland was ready for this game again. Number 3 in the country, Scranton, to open their season. Certainly got warmed up in that game.
And a big win here for the Red Dragons. A lot of the Cortland players, some good sportsmanship going over to Junie Dixon in the final seconds here. She's still on the bench, couldn't even go to the handshake line after the game. She definitely looks very banged up. But Cortland, a 65-60 win. Campbell, the transfer in her second game in a Red Dragons uniform, 19 points, 6 for 11 from the field. The Bombers' leading scorer is Yorio with 18 in a battle here that a lot of mixed emotions for either side, but Cortland wins it. We're waiting here on Eli Fishman by the Cortland side. Looks like he may talk to